Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. I would like to give double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that's still teaching this truth. And much peace, love, and salutation to the elect, beginning with 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes in who the Lord will deliver in these last days. To you all I say Shalom. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another lesson. And Lord willing, today this lesson will be edifying. And what I wanted to do is I want to do a lesson on this article that you see here on the screen. All right, this is from RT News. And the article reads here, it says, clear and present danger. U.S. police given new UFO handbook. All right, let's read that again. It says clear and present danger. All right, U.S. police given new UFO handbook. All right, and you got to ask yourself, okay, why would the police force around the United States be given a UFO handbook? All right, which the UFO is an acronym, as we know. All right, that means unidentified flying object. All right, in other instances, it's also known as UAP, which is unidentified aerial phenomenon. But we, all right, that are in the know, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, we know exactly what these quote-unquote UFOs, UAPs are. All right, the UFOs or the UAPs that, all right, that they tell you of, all right, they're really the chariots of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and you know, throughout the years, as of lately, you know, there's been more and more instances of chariot sightings. You've had the United States military and these different militaries around the world pretty much openly stating that when they're out there on their naval bases, or if they're on the Air Force bases, they see these chariots and they can't deny them. All right, you know, they actually have to come out into the open and actually reveal the things that they've seen. And there's been lots of instances where, you know, these chariots have been seen, and this is really, you know, an omen, all right, to Esau and his power structure and to this whole system. Okay, let me get Zechariah, the 5th chapter, real quick. Okay, this is Zechariah, chapter 5, and we'll start here. We'll start here at verse 1. All right. This is Zechariah 5 and 1. It says, "Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll." All right, now this flying roll that Zechariah is seeing here is actually a chariot of the Lord. All right, and they come in all different kinds of shapes and different kinds of sizes. You know, some could look like a cylinder shape. Some could look like what they seem to be a flying saucer, as you see in this picture here. But it also looks like it could be a cloud too. Okay, and just real quick before we continue on Zechariah, you know, the Lord calls the clouds as chariots as well. What's that Psalm? What's that Psalm 130? I haven't got this one in a minute. It's an oldie but goodie. Who maketh the clouds as chariot? It might be Psalm 103. Okay, so it gotta be it's probably Psalm 130 then. I ain't read this scripture in a while, you know. Nah, it ain't it either. It's like it. Let me just do who maketh the cloud. All right, who maketh the cloud is chariot. Psalm 104. Okay, I was off by chapter. So like you. All right, this is Psalm 104, verse 2. All right, it reads, it says, "Who coverest thyself with light as with a garment, who stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot." You see that? So sometimes whenever you see odd looking clouds in the sky, all right, that could look like something. It could be very, very well likely a chariot, man. As you see here in this picture here, it says that who maketh the clouds his chariot. Now, I'm not sure if this is a real photo, you know, but there are instances and photos out there where you have particular clouds that are in the shape of a so-called flying saucer, or the cloud just looks odd. You know, it's very, very highly likely that cloud that you're looking at most likely, okay, is a chariot of the Lord, but they can cloak themselves. You know, they can be visible, they can go invisible, they can, you know, they can shrink in size or grow in size. They can, go speeds that are unimaginable and stop at the drop of a dime. They can go underwater. The chariots are all around us. We just don't see them. They're all around. But now they're starting to make themselves more openly shown. You see, it says, "Who walketh upon the wings of the wind." All right, now going back to Zechariah 5, it says, "And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll." Right now, he didn't see Ezekiel didn't see a flying piece of paper, just like he got a random piece of paper flying in the sky. No, he didn't see a flying scroll flying in the air. Okay, no, he was looking at a chariot. Okay, it says, "And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 30 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse. You see that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth." You see, because when these chariots actually make themselves known, or whenever Yahushua returns with the angels, whenever these chariots really make themselves known, man, they're going to bring salvation. Okay, they're also known as the chariots of salvation, but they're also going to bring devastating destruction too. And you can read about that devastating destruction in Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter, about when the Lord returns in the chariots, man. And so, it was like, was thou, were you displeased at the rivers? Were you displeased at the trees, Lord? That you had that pretty much the face of the rivers and things of that nature, the face of the waters is turning away from you. Because you got to remember, these are vehicles. These are Yahweh Bashem Shai's vehicles. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to be coming in of a whole another realm into this realm, and in this world as we know it is not going to be able to even fathom the power of the Lord. That's why we're going to have to be, Lord willing, we have that number. We're going to have to be beamed up into the chariots. That's why Scripture says, until the wrath of thy indignation be overcome. It says, "Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth over the face of the whole earth. For he that stealeth shall be cut off on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off on that side according to it." You see? And who was the main one that stole? All right, and stealeth and swear, and swore deceitfully? Esau. Okay, the scriptures say that he that stealeth a man, and he's still caught in his hand. What's that? Exodus 21 and 16, or Exodus 20 and 16, I think. Let's get that real quick. Yep, Exodus chapter 21 verse 16. It says, "And he that stealeth a man, and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand," right? And we're still found in Esau Edom's hand to this day. He stole us, which is really the anger of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, but the Lord just used Esau to do it. Okay, it says, "And he that stealeth a man," right? Or we were stolen from, the western shores of Africa, all right, as well as Esau coming over here to the Americas, where the northern tribes collectively were already, and pretty much stealing the native tribes that were here and putting them in hardcore slavery. All right, and we were stolen from the various different parts where we were collectively, the shores of North, Central, and West, West Africa, and we were gathered from North Africa. It says, "And he that stealeth a man and selleth him," and were we not sold, okay, on auction blocks, were we not sold to different slave owners throughout the 13 colonies? Yes, we were. Or if he be found in his hand, and we're still found in his hand to this day, we're still underneath the hand of our oppressor to this very day, right? He shall surely be put to death. You see, that's a law. It says he shall surely be put to death. Okay. So going back to what we said, what we read, it says, "For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off on that side according to it." And Esau has also stolen and reaped, all right, all the resources of the earth. He's put all these different nations in captivity and subjection. You see, so he's gonna be visited for that. "And everyone that sweareth shall be cut off on that side according to it." And that swear goes into him swearing deceitfully, swearing falsely. He put his hand on the scriptures to say that he's going to uphold everything on it. When the presidents are sworn in, whatever the case may be, and they don't uphold anything of what the scriptures say. So you're going to be judged for that. All right, it says, "And I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief." Now, who is the house of the thief? All Or where is the house of the thief? I'd rather say. All right, the house of the thief is talking about here in America. Okay, America was founded, all right, about rape, robbery, and murder and bloodshed, man. Okay, it says, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. Oh man, and it shall remain in the midst of the house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. Pretty much, it's going to be completely left desolate. Going to have fire from the thermonuclear missiles as well as fire from the chariots destroying this place. But you got to ask yourself, why would they be issuing out these handbooks throughout the United States? Is because they know what these chariots are. They understand and know that this is the power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. This is the Lord, all right, letting you know that they know that the Lord is getting ready to return, man. You know, so they're trying to quote unquote prepare themselves, but there's nothing that they can prepare for. You know, any kind of preparation that they believe that they're going to be able to do is going to be to no avail at the end of the day. It says police have been given guidelines on dealing with sightings of anomalous objects in the sky. Now, what's the definition of anomalous? All right, anomalous. All right, it says deviating from what is standard, normal, or expected. Okay, so pretty much when they see unexplainable, unexpected, you know, unusual things in the heavens, okay, they got to report on these things, right? It says police officers across the U.S. have issued a handbook on how to deal with reports of unidentified anomalous phenomena. Now that's another one. You know, it used to be unidentified aerial phenomena, but now you got unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAP. It says the guidelines, which detail several past encounters, were sent out earlier this summer by the Major Cities Chief Association, all right, which represents police executives from the largest cities in the U.S. and Canada. All right, it says in an 11-page guide, the MCAA notes that UAPs detected in U.S. airspace represent a hold on one second. All right, let me read it again. It says in an 11-page guide, the MCAA notes that UAPs detected in U.S. airspace represents a domain awareness gap, which poses a clear and present danger, all right, to pilots and our soldiers that is more acute than ever. So they're pretty much seeing more and more of these sightings to the point whereas they have to report on these things on a higher level. You see, it's getting to the point whereas it's so much that they have to say something. You see, and they're saying due to the present danger that could be associated with, you know, their pilots and their their officers, man. And they gotta keep the lie going too as well. You know, they definitely got to keep the lie going as well, in the stance of, you know, this really isn't even a threat, you know. But now it's to the point where they can't deny it, and it's undeniable. That's what I'm looking for. It's undeniable. You see, and it's gonna gradually increase too. You know, it's just gonna gradually increase and become even more. Okay, it says it also cites reports by several government agencies such as the office of the Director of National Intelligence, concluding that such phenomena are also a clear threat to national security. And why do you think that they've made the United States Space Force? Because they know that there's going to be a war in the heavens. That's what you read about, okay, in Revelation, the 12th chapter. It ain't talking about no mythical fight between the Most High and Satan, and then Satan's angels. Oh, this is all before the world. You know, this is all before, right after everything was created, before there were even humans, I guess. You know what I'm saying, on the planet. This is what Christianity pretty much would teach you, that before, you know, man was even made, or whatever the case was, there was this fight between the angels and the Most High and Satan, you know, and the rebellious angels, and they all fought. Satan was trying to usurp the throne, and the Lord casting them down into hell. And Satan had followers with him, and they got thrown down too. And this was, oh yeah, this is Satan fighting against God. No, all right, that's some mythological BS. All right, some Christianity dogma. Okay, this war in heaven that we read about here is going into in the midst of World War III, as you read in 2nd Ezra the 13th chapter. All right, Yahweh Shai is going to return with the angels, and they're all gonna put their differences aside in the midst of World War III, like former President Ronald Reagan said, if there should be a threat that comes out of this world, and we all gotta put our differences aside and come together. And that's what you see. That's why they made the movies, Independence Day and all that kind of all the other kind of stuff, man. They know, okay. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 7. It says, "And there was war in heaven." Okay, and this heaven is just talking about in the firmament, man. Okay, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Now, Michael, all right, is the chief prince underneath Yahushua, and he's pretty much the god. All right, an angel, because an angel is a god. Literally just means power. So he is a god. Hell, we are gods. See, but he's the archangel of war. And that in the Hebrew, his name is Mayakala, which means he who was like the Most High. Okay, so hey, Michael was created specifically for battle. Okay, and you read about Michael standing up in Daniel the 12th chapter. Then shall Michael stand up, that great prince, for the children of thy people. And at that time, it's gonna be an event. It's gonna be a time that the world has never seen. Okay, so it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And who is this dragon? All right, this dragon is this beast system. All right, this revival of the Roman Empire. All right, collectively today from NATO and the EU. That's the dragon. Okay, it says, and the dragon fought and his angels. And who's the dragon? We just explained who the dragon is. All right, you have NATO and the EU. All right, which realistically is spearheaded by America. This revival of the Roman Empire. So they're going to have their angels and they're going to fight. Who are their angels going to be? Their angels are going to be their air force, their space force, their weaponry in the heavens. You know, it says, and prevailed not. You see, and they're not going to be able to prevail. When you read in 2nd Ezra the 13th chapter, all right, what happens is that pretty much Yahweh Shai pretty much blast them to smithereens, for lack of better words, man. That's the only way I can really put it. You know, it says that he perceived it was nothing but he perceived nothing but the smell of dust and smoke. All right. 2nd Ezra 13. Here we go. Let's just read a little bit. It says, but I beheld, this is Ezra seeing a vision, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it, which that great mountain is talking about a great gigantic chariot. Okay. It says, but I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So pretty much he was trying to see the end of the chariot, where like he was looking around to the left and to the right, or like forward, trying to see where the end of the chariot was, and it was so big that he couldn't see it. It looked like a huge mountain in the sky. You see? It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight. You see, so they were afraid. You know, these different militaries are going to be terrified. You know, whenever they see the chariots enter into this atmosphere, man, they're not going to know what to do. They're going to see a power enter into this realm that they're not even going to be able to truly even fathom. We see chariots from time to time, but we only see them from a distance. You see, and we see the glory of them, you know, from a far distance, man. But when they actually come up close and personal, man, it's gonna be a terrible sight at the same time too. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. So he didn't even have to, get prepared for battle or anything like that, right? This is talking about Yahweh Shai. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it were but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire. You see, so it was a fire blast that came out. You see, and that's going into the lasers of the chariots, man. You see, And you could just imagine how vast. You could just imagine how vast that blast of fire was, man. That laser beam, that concentrated energy. You could just imagine from the fathership itself. Man, you could just imagine the power and how big that beam was. It's going to be, I'd rather say. And out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks. And tempest. And they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath. All right, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So pretty much, all right, all these different nations that are going to try to gather themselves together, all right, they're going to be destroyed in the midst of World War III. Or whenever Yahweh returns and cracks the clouds in the midst of World War III to ultimately bring forth judgment. Okay? Let's see. I'm just kind of skimming through real quick here. Let's see. That's pretty much it. You know, they try to say, oh yeah, we seen a creature running outside of our house, and now could they actually be seeing could the angels be terrifying them? Absolutely. You know, the angels were terrible. You know, when you see the angels, man, it wasn't just no, you know, as Christianity tries to have it show like they see an angel and this is hello thou friend. No, man, like, you know, when the angels came on the scene, it was a terrible sight, man. You had people would bow. You know what I'm saying? Oh, people would bow down in fear. You know? So how much more when the angels get up close and personal with this place, man? You know? But that's all that I got. I don't want this lesson to be too long. I pray that it was edifying to the elect of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Chakodash. I would like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and that's what teaching us truth, and much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Until next time, Lord willing, I say shalom.